So boom, I've been doing this little exercise with myself every night. Well, first off, before I even get into that, I'm Keef and I firefighter, of course. You see EMT, that's a different head. I'm also a youth pastor at a church called New Life Church in my own city. And so as I'm growing in my faith, because just because I'm a pastor don't mean that I'm not still growing. I teach the middle school kids, and I have a boss, and he put me with the middle school kids. But more so, I've been working on some here recently where I was having like a little phase where I was like, man, everything I've been doing been real routine with God. And so now you remember like having like curiosity. Like it was, my mind's always going. Like I'm normally a real curious person. And I was like, dang, my curiosity with God been kind of like real low. And I'm just like, nah, that ain't normally how I am. And so learning that as I'm going through, a lot of stuff represents love in a way. And I think curiosity is also one of these forms of love, like one of the greatest forms of love. Like something like consideration, like thinking about somebody else. Like curiosity in the same sense is like thinking about somebody else, but when you dig in, you feel me? It's like when you dig in. And so here recently, I've been cleaning out my music. Well, I've been cleaning out my music. I got my Spotify, I got my explicit thing. You can go to your settings and turn the E off. Got rid of my explicit music. Trying to clean up my tongue. Ooh. And then what else I do? Fixed it up to where I got rid of like carnal music. And then I got circular music, but that's just the absence of mentioning God. But that's not all bad, you feel me? And not even all the topics are bad. Like, for example, I always give this example to people. A lot of people like, circular music, you can replace it. And I ain't trying to hear all that. Ooh, because a lot of stuff be art, you feel me? Like, I paint and draw too, but I'm not painting and drawing crosses all the time. And it's circular art, cool, but I'm also not drawing nothing robust or profane or no crazy stuff like that. And so my favorite example of that would be like You Found Me by The Fray. And the song literally never mentions God one time, but it's a story of the lead singer finding God or God finding him. You feel me? So stuff like that, it be whatever. And so I've been doing this exercise with myself. Now we can go back to where I started off at. I do this exercise with myself every night where I take carnal music that I used to love listening to every single day. Because imagine listening to something I'm 26. Imagine listening to music like this for years and years and years and years, decades, and just stopping. It's still gonna play in your head. You still remember this. I remember every song I ever listened to word for word. I can go word for word with any song. I wrote them myself. That's how good I am with the music. Like I love music to a T. I love everything about it. The music, I can replicate the sounds, everything. I noticed stuff. And so I'm going back and revisiting a lot of them songs, not listening to them. Well, I am listening to them, but it's more so like I'm listening to them, I'm breaking them down, and I'm applying it to the Bible. Like, what did God say about this? Or how does he agree or disagree with this? And it's the funniest exercise ever, because it's like some lines, it be like, well, God agreed with this, but not the way that he presented. And so for instance, tonight this is gonna be the first video I do. Gotta post these, cause I feel like they good. The first song I did was Love No Thotties by Keef. I feel like a lot of my life, a big part of myself was Keef. When he first dropped 2013, he had music before that. He had music before that. He had music before that, but a lot of people, be knowing it. He did. And so, boom. But, when he blew up, yada, yada, yada. And so, I've been listening to him ever since. I'm talking about big fan, big listener. I love the art, man, but as I got bigger in my faith, and even just like as a young man being in my faith, I pray for people like them and stuff like that. There's one day that they can also find God and, you know, change his will, stuff like that. Because he got a daughter, Kate, me and we bought it. We don't do no talking. See, I bought it. I was about 40. Anyway, but we know KK. And so, they just, stuff like that, you know, he's been a part of my life through music. And it's just like, dang, I'll pray one day he find God, you know, and not like in some of his music where he like pick one and he was like heaven or hell, I'm in one. And it's like, no, you know, just anyway, ramble. I did.
Take it on station. Stand by for 8 o'clock test.
Oh crap, let me do my 8 o'clock test real quick. Hold on. I gotta do my 8 o'clock test. Oh, my jury is a pound. Nick on my rent right now. And I'm about to go in copper feet. And I'm about to go. Hey. I hold up my jury is a pound. Nick on my wrist right now. Hey. And I'm about to go in copper feet. And I go ahead, copy it. When they gon' come on now. Just wait. Give me a minute. I'm waiting on them to get to us. I'm station 5, so they're gonna be here in just a second. And I'm gonna do this song breakdown because it's really funny. I'm doing it, bro. Yep, I got it. Come on.
Station 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Station 5 receive.
10-4.
Okay, so Love No Thotties, cool. Overall song is basically just him not wanting to deal with women of a certain type anymore. It's basically just like it's themes of flexing, lust, emotional attachment, violence, intoxication, and distrust of women and just people in general. And so we all know the voicemail in the beginning. I forgot who, I think it's BM, I don't know. But we all know the voicemail in the beginning and the phone call or whatever. And so it's just him not wanting to deal with nothing no more. Basically a very hard heart. And so like back in the day, this song used to resonate with me so tough. I dated this girl, she hated hearing this song. But she used to like to argue a lot, and I used to just be like, nah, that's I feel like that's what like do the music. Like, that's that thoughts do. That's just the women that you don't even gotta be around do. And I had a real hard heart towards her and just a lot of women. Like I was just like, nah, I'm cool on that. And just if you weren't locked in how I was locked in, you wasn't of much status, you know, a worldly view to it. Well, in a sense, not really. We teach equally yokeness in the faith, and that's just two people tied and just going the same direction. But this song is just a heart and heart. It never mentioned of nothing like that. And so when you fix up your mind and learn it, you learn about the being equally yoked or being what tied to a yoke with somebody really is in a relationship and stuff like that. And so boom, we can just go through the lyrics. It's not really a long song. We just go through the lyrics. He said, these bees act local and think global. You never seen 100,000, well, let me show you. And with that, he just talking about women want a bigger lifestyle than what they can, a bigger lifestyle than the reality that they live in now, which that's a lot of stuff that we see now. We see a lot of women, they want to mock and be like the women they see on social media. You know, everybody want to live that Megan Thee Stallion lifestyle. Everybody want to live that. And you feel me? It's like, nah, like, it's crazy. But a lot of women lose a lot of good guys because a lot of these good guys be having their stuff together. But your head too big. You too lost in social media. You too lost in your past. You too lost in trauma. It's kind of like you trying to live above means. And it's like, dang, it's already good. Like, you got to be happy with what it is. And so it's ambition mixed with like a material attraction. And so biblical angle would be the Bible warns against building identity around money, status, and appearance. And you can figure that out in Luke 12:15. Life does not consist in abundance of possessions. And so, let me go to the next one. Boom. And so, boom, 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 boom. He was like, what you want to drink? I know you hate being sober. And we all know his song. You hate being sober. I'm a smoker, afraid of a drink of Molly. Yo, and stuff like that. Song reference. He did reference a lot of his songs in this song, which is cool. And so this points to escapism and dependence on substances for comfort and socializing. The Bible warned against this all the time. No drunkenness, being in self-control. Ephesians 5:18. Do not get drunk on wine, instead be filled with the Spirit. We gotta know about that. And he said, I know all these is hate, chief, Sosa. This is fame, paranoia, confidence, assuming envy comes with success. And success. And so biblical insight is success can bring envy. We learned this from Solomon in Ecclesiastes 4:4. And he saw all that toil and stuff that the achievements sprung on him. People envy another person. But scripture also warn you about feeding your ego, an identity through pride and opposition. It's like cool, what you said was true, but if nobody openly showed hate towards you or woo, that's just your assumption of what's happening. You just make a boost. I know these just hating me. I know they watching. Woo. He said I'm cruising in a Rari with my Louis loafers. Luxury imagery. And it's not simple to own stuff. It's not simple to have no nice things and stuff like that. But it is kind of sinful to glorify wealth. Not even kind of. It is sinful to glorify wealth. Matthew 6:19. Do not store up for yourselves treasures of earth. And he said, I'm a Rastafari. I'm a two-toter. Wishing would try to screw me over. It's mixing spirituality with violent street survival mentality. Desire for protection. There's nothing wrong with that. Cool. God does not say not to protect yourself, but violent posture. Always walking around with a violent posture is what was wrong. It permits self-defense debates among believers, but glorifying violence and retaliation is not what it is. So Romans 12:17, we already know we don't pay evil for evil. And so he said, now I got blood on my Louis loafers. Direct image of violence, stuff like that. We're supposed to be peacemakers, not people of war, not people of anger, not people of anything just going wrong, stuff like that. And I wear $1,000 bills because I'm a rich. Nah, identity tied to wealth. The issue isn't money itself, it's pride and worship over status. And so we all know the love of money is the root of all evil. Not having money, and money is not the root of all evil. It's the love of money. It's when you take God, which is right here, and then you put money above it. Money should be under it. Everything. God is at the top, money and everything else is at the bottom. And he said, Nina like to bust a bee. I'm onto the activist, it got me leaning over. I poured a full perk and a peace soda. Your boyfriend a op, I made Nina blow him. He was on the phone, him sucking my, and he ain't even know it. And so, we know that is a bunch of violence and drug use glorified in the song. Threatening murder over rivalry, or in this case, over a woman, lady. And humiliation and sexual conquest uses dominance. We already know sexuality is meant for a covenant, not ego or domination. You don't go out your way to humiliate anybody or even use people to get back at people with sexual favors, such as this young lady, doing stuff where it's just everybody in the wrong. Just everybody's in the wrong. And so boom, then we go next. You want to glow up, baby Keef got you. Power status dynamic. He's presenting himself as a source of transformation. And it's a lot deeper than what we may think. Cause you want to glow up. That means you want to get better in life. He's like, I got this. Basically, he the source of all change, the source of who she needs to be sustaining from. The vine is connected to the water, the source at all times, the tree. And so away from the tree, the vine is nothing. A branch can't grow fruit off the tree. That's the right metaphor for it. The branch can't grow fruit from the tree. And so when disconnected from the tree, it's no fruit. But that branch can connect to a different tree. Like an apple branch can connect to a tree that just produced other stuff. It's not gonna work like that. And so him glorifying himself as the source is pride in itself, and we don't do that. As old, he said, baby, I'm the owner, you can be my castle. I just wanna F all of you. I don't wanna wife you. Possessive framing of relationships. And Christianity, we teach love through leadership and sacrifice, not ownership. It's not ownership. We don't do ownership of people. It's leadership, love, and sacrifice. And he said, the next phrase, definitely, that's the whole thing of the clearest worldview statement is desire without commitment, intimacy without covenant, and pleasure without responsibility. And it's strong biblical conflict, and we already know 1 Corinthians 6:18, flee from sexual immorality because those who commit sins of the flesh harm themselves, and every other sin is done outside of the body. I probably said it backwards, but off the dome ski. We're trying to get it off the dome ski. Then so we go to the next lyric and say, but you gotta brush your teeth and do what I say do. Control and objectification. People are not meant to be controlled as possessions. It's just not how it's supposed to be. And he said, I can say that, right? He said, keep your pussy in par, no 360. He's essentially saying, now this is the funny part, I laughed so bad at this, because essentially he's saying, stay sexually disciplined, don't sleep around. It's ironic. This is one of the few lines that God actually agreed with partially in Bible. Biblically they teach sexual restraint, and so it's delivered hypocritically. Is delivered hypocritically because the song is simultaneously promoting sexual immorality and sexual control. It's so crazy. And so it was like, how does promiscuity and control exist at the same time? And he's somehow making it work, and it's funny because it's like, hey, I benefit from this, but you better not be benefiting nowhere else from it. You feel me? It's crazy. He said, I'm off this earth, I can come back down to some more escapism. I'm gonna cut you off quicker than I meant you. That's the fear of attachment, disposable relationships, just being emotionally defensive. And Christianity pushes against treating people as disposable objects. Not every relationship should continue, but it's more so one of the things like you should have never started that relationship in the first place. Like, don't be just hopping from person to person when you could have just let it. Well, you could just be by yourself. A lot of people got a problem with being by themselves. A lot of people can't be alone these days. A lot of people can't sit in stillness. A lot of people can't sit in quietness or go through them frames where God is working on them, and that's where they need to be. They just need to be with God, doing the things that God got them doing. And so, on to the next one though. But nah. That escapism, that emotional defensiveness, that's another conversation. If I smoke this blunt, girl, I'm gonna forget you. Numbing heartbreak, emotions through substances. A lot of modern music focus on this. And he basically flipped it on her in the next line. You know the part where he's like, "You's an alcoholic, I ain't got no time for you." Then ask her, "Is she off the Molly? If I book a flight, is you gonna top me?" No, I'm just playing. But he says a contradiction. It is a contradiction. He participates in substance culture, but he shames his girl for participating in substance culture. And this is one of the biggest things that Jesus confronted back in his day with the Pharisees was the repeated hypocrisy of people. Like how you got you basically got a table lodged in your eye. And all I got is like a little small little splinter. You got a whole table sticking at your. But I got a little twig. And it's crazy because it's like we'll see somebody else stuff through one eye while being blinded. So we only seeing partially what's going on. So we'll see out of one eye while the other one messed up and clogged with all our sin and problems. But I can see your stuff. I can't see mine. And I'm not looking for mine. I took these looking at you. And so this is something that Jesus repeatedly confronted. And the hypocrisy of stuff was so crazy because they was just, they was hypocrites like a mother. Like when they were at the stone that shorty, and Jesus was like, "Who?" He said, somebody throw some. Hit her. You feel me? Like, throw some. Beam shorty if you never seen. Beamer if you never seen. Nobody couldn't beam her. Nobody can hit her. Nobody could hit her. And so, cool. They had to walk away. Hypocrites. You know what I'm saying? They probably did something they ain't supposed to be doing. They probably got something from her. That's what it was. They got something from shorty. And they found out she gave it to somebody else. And they was mad. One thing you can't do, you can't claim no stray cat. You can feed it. Would you? Anyway. But he said, last two lines, he said, "If I book a flight, is you gonna top me?" Transactional sexuality. I pay for this. I provide resources. You provide sex. That's a lot of stuff today. We living in modern prostitution. Prostitution has been switched. The game has been towed up. And whatever. I know y'all probably like this brother, man, I ain't trying to hear nothing. Don't y'all question my youth pastorness or none of that. I ain't trying to hear none of that. The game is messed up. I'm not married. I ain't got a ring on me. Cause the game tore up. These people requesting stuff, that's crazy. Because people want a lot of stuff, but they can't provide certain stuff that's needed to want certain things. And so somebody like me, I don't want a lot of the stuff that people have to offer, like the casual sex, I'm just pretty, I'm just this and that, I'm just somebody to be around. Nah, we cool on it. You can have it. You cool. Where the nurturing, where's the I trick on somebody that's nurturing. I got it. I dig in my wallet for somebody that's gonna talk to me nice. I count a couple blues for somebody that's not gonna disrespect me because they mad or they having a bad day. You feel me? It is a lot of stuff that come with it. If you can take my money and flip it, how Proverbs 31, take my money and flip it. Or if you're industrious yourself, I don't know, I might be. I ain't even know might. You can have it. Here go the credit card, the debit, which one you want. I'm gonna take the credit card back. You better mess up my credit. I'm gonna take that one back. Give me that. But you can have the card though. It's cool. It's like the game messed up. It's real transactional out here. It's very transactional in the world, and it shouldn't be like that. I miss when it was. Well, I never got to experience. I'm just 26, so I think I ain't missed out. God gonna get it right. Yeah, he gonna get it right. But it's like where you see that old love, where it's unconditional, where stuff may have went wrong, but it's like I'm here until we die. And you know, I've seen them old relationships where the people smiling. They've been together 30 plus years. They smiling, doing it right, and seeing how a woman know how to be and a man know how to be. And I've seen a good woman milk them. That's about shorty getting what she want. I seen it. The man, you know, he think he all, you know, he the king, castle, woo, all that hoopla that we gotta be fed to be okay mentally. I seen it in action. Shorty was getting what she was wanting, but he was happy because she was keeping him happy, and she was getting whatever she wanted because she was doing it right, which is crazy. I said I would love to be tricked like this. It's set in the woman's favor, but not when it's dealing with dudes like this or people with a mindset like this. It's set in favor of it. So cool. Whatever. Last line and the overall theme of the song, he said, I don't love no thotties. Is the emotional thesis of the song. Distrust, emotional shutdown, avoidance of commitment, separating sex from love. The Bible would challenge both sides and all of it. Don't normalize promiscuity. Don't build relationships on lust. Use discernment. But Christianity would reject the hatred, the contempt, objectification, using the people for sexual stuff like that, and condemning them for sexual. Like how you using them and condemning them at the same time. And the song produces contradiction as a whole. It's the heart of the song. He condemns promiscuity while participating in it from benefiting from it. And building that hard heart. God is against hard hearts. And you gotta make sure your heart not hard. You gotta let God free that up, soften it up, make it beat again. And just turn your mind away from the things of the world. Romans 12:2, don't be conformed to the world, but change your mind from the things above in God and stuff like that. So it's just, man, it started with thinking. So this test and this whole thing for me was just, let me go back and listen and read and take all them words that I've been sat in for 10 years and 10 years plus and just digging in my brain, just kill it. I want it all to feel wrong when I hear it. And mind you, I love these artists. I love these songs. It's art to me. I love everything about art. But I love God more, and I love that he saved me. I love what he done for me. He took me from a hole that, man, I was never going to get out of it. I was sick. I was everything. He just made me just who I am today. So I just wanted to go back and give that honor and clean out everything. That digging, that past work, do it, man. No matter how it look, I'm gonna do I used to have a 4,000 plus song playlist. I'm gonna do all them songs, all of them. I gotta get them. I gotta get it out my head. I gotta get them gone. I'm making room for other stuff, better stuff, and it's been working. It's been working. This ain't the first song I done. This is the first video I recorded to share this. And so with that, make sure you got God at the forefront and you are rewiring your mind to just, you know, be with him, abide in him, and he'll abide in you, giving you blessings and everything that you pray for. And with that, end this video, and y'all stay up.